Hi, welcome back to East Coast Dungeons. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the tower build that we have. We're going to go through how we made the hatches, how we put LED lights in there. A lot of stuff's not completed yet. They still need flames. This still needs a lot of paint. This tutorial is not going to cover any of the paint stuff that is going to be in the next tutorial with the black paint and Mod Podge. I do have that done now, however, that's not covered in this video. The video is already probably going to be 35 minutes or so that's a long time. So yeah, we're gonna cover quite a bit here. Anyways, stay tuned, check it out. So we're going to trace our circle, just so you know. What we're going to do is we're going to build the balcony here. I started with a smaller circle, then if you put this one over top, you can't see it. So we're going to start with a bigger circle, and I want it to be a little bit bigger for playability. So I'm going to sneak this in just even a little bit more. I'm going to give this a nice little trace. Okay. Then, it's okay that this is rough. I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm just going to freehand this. All the way around. Just want the playability on this balcony to be a little bit bigger. That's it. So this line doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay. We're leaving that. That's going to stay there. We're going to find somewheres close to the center. That looks pretty good. Okay. So all this is going to go. This is going to be our balcony. Right around. You can do this several different ways, depending on how you want to do it. This is just going to be rough. Then it's going to get covered in wood or something else. We'll come up with something creative, or I'll do some stonework on it. Whatever I decide to do. We haven't got that far ahead. So we're not working with a massive piece around the Proxxon cutter. I'm just going to give this a nice little cut. Sometimes I'll just do some simple relief cuts. I'm not going to put all this on video, it'll take forever. We're going to cut into here, and then we're going to do that inside circle, and then we're going to see what that looks like on our build. We're going to put our mask on. I want to make sure that it's a little bigger than the line. Just gonna help it fit. Probably not gonna fit perfect the first time. That's okay. Like I said, a little bigger than the line. So here we're just setting this in place. Again, this is going to be all covered by pieces of wood on the top, while styrofoam that's going to be manufactured to look like wood. So we're just trying to get this level. to the bottom, and we're just going to glue this on. I'm just going to tack it in place all around, get it level, and when we put the pieces of styrofoam wood on the other side, we're going to glue the edge of it the whole way around, and that's really going to stiffen this up. And then we're going to hit everything with Mod Podge anyway. So now that we have that done, here we're going to use our wooden strips, and we're going to do the outside edge. So we're going to texture this piece. You guys have seen the texturing many a times by now if you follow the channel. We're just using a wire brush. The foam, when it's thin, is going to fit really nice around like a circular piece, because it bends really well. Just going to run a strip of glue, then I'm going to take this, put it in place, and then you're just going to have to hold it for a little while, 5 to 10 seconds, and that glue is going to dry up good. So just as I thought, like as we get going, we run into a bit of a problem because it needs to be wider out here and more narrow in there, because it kind of goes like this. I didn't know how it was going to look until I started doing it. So now what we're going to do is, when we have our piece that's textured, I was going to texture one fast here so I can show. Okay. So we have one that's textured. I'm going to get a measurement, a rough idea, and butt it into that one a little bit more. Then I'm going to cut this one. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like about 3/4 of the way down. I'm just going to shave a little bit of that. Okay. A little tiny bit on the other side, not much, because I felt I took a little bit too much off. So what that's going to do is going to make it wider out here. See, that's going to fit much better. Not going to get the same gaps. Huge pain in the ass to have to do that for every one of them. But that's why I put projects, even the kitchen, pick at it when I can get at it. Okay, so all we're doing here, rough idea. These don't need to be perfect, but we're using like a matchstick type square. If you use round here, it's just going to bevel, and you can definitely use it, but I think the square will stick better because it's going to be flatter. I'm just eyeballing the spacing. So this is the part of the railing. This is just the uprights. You can see all the wood grain is done. That took probably at least 2 hours to do this section of the deck around top. Again, if we do not put a railing, municipality would be sending out a maintenance enforcement or something, who knows, come and make me take my deck down. So we're going to make sure that we don't have to do that. And put a little railing on it. Slowly start moving that around. Then we're either going to run a string or a chain along here. I'm not sure what we'll do, but we'll come up with something. I think a chain will look pretty cool. So now what we're going to do, we're going to start with these here. We're going to make some, we made 3 little holes, so we press them down. Then what I'm going to do is add little drop of glue in each one. It's underneath, so probably not going to see too much. Okay, I get the little pieces off there, and I know where I'm putting this, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Gonna get that there. Push that down a little bit. And down there. So we're going to hold that. Not so easy. I think we'll go 2. Just going to do 2. Then I'm going to do 1 at a time. And we'll work this. This is pretty bendable. It is cracking on me. Yeah, we will fix it. So I can see the railings coming along here. What we're going to do next, I'm going to get a toothpick, poke a little hole. Not going to get too far. Poke a little hole here. This one could be a little more because we got room here. And I'm going to guesstimate where we need that to be. I need too much. Just the pointy end. Okay. So all we're going to do now, a little bit of glue, a little bit of glue. Say a little bit, we always end up probably putting more than what we need. Okay, and all we're going to do is add a little bit of glue here. And the first goal is really just to stick these 2 pieces together, nothing else. Okay, sometimes when you're doing these, you can put like relief cuts on the inside depending on what you're doing, but I can't do that for this circle because you're going to see the inside, so that's not really an option. So what are we doing here? So we have straws. We cut a little piece of the straw off. It's going to create a base for our torch, like the cylinder. Okay. We're just going to kind of guesstimate what we need. We have this LED light we got off Amazon, and we need to get this through. Then that's going to light up here to have a little torch. So here we go. I've already done this, so I've already cut that. I did it on an angle, then I poke it through here. Okay, we can get to the back side. That's good. Gives us a little bit of an angle. Want it to be a little bit tight. It's fine. Okay, so now I'm going to feed this through here. Up to there. Take these 2 wires. Stick them through the hole. Then that one goes on an angle. That's going to be our torch. Okay, you can adjust it a little bit. If I want, I could take this out, feed it back through. That's not going to be a problem. I don't know if I was painting it, if painting everything else, if I didn't want to hit that. So we got our wire running through now. That's good. It's at a good height, just above their head or around their head height. So that's going to be cool. We're going to do 2 of these because the lower front door needs one also. Okay, so it's going to be your little torch. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Just going to slide in. I'm going to glue that in. And if I want, I can take this wire out at any time. Super simple to do. Like, you know, I don't know why more people don't use some LEDs. That's just pinch it on either side of the battery, right? So the red goes to the back side, and yeah, red wire. That's it. Cool. So now what we're gonna do, gonna run the wire through. We attach our black wire to the top of the battery. The back of the battery is gonna get the red, but that's gonna be attached a different way. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna move the red for now. The side that we taped, we're gonna glue. You can do another magnet here if you wanted to. Against there to stick this. I don't know, I'm just going to glue it anyway. I don't really care. I need to replace it. I'm just going to peel it off. It's going to be inside anyway. Okay. So now that that's glued on, we know our magnet, anytime we want to start this, and this wire first. Okay. Our magnet's gonna hold that in when we're ready. When we don't want, we just take that off. Okay, so we cut 2 for the uprights. However wide you want to make this, that's what you're going to use to cut this. Okay, I'm going to make it a little more narrow because these pieces are going to go on the inside. Plus, I don't want it too wide. So I'm going to cut 6 of these. Sorry, I'm going to cut 2 of these. If you want to make them the same length, then the top and bottom have to be the same length. So they would have to come down. Okay? So that when you put the drawers on it, it goes this way and they're the same size. Or if this goes inside Then you're going to build your box. Then you're just going to cut these separate. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't want it as wide, just so it fits better. So now we've cut our pieces out. We've used our wire brush, just scraping them. I've showed that several times. Okay, so now what we're going to do, little dab of glue. Okay, and we are going to go on top with this one. I changed my mind again, whatever. That's what I do. Okay, so I'm going to make sure my wood grain is facing out. There. That's our little box so far. Now what we're going to do to get our other sizes, we're going to go across here. Little tiny mark. Don't want to push too hard on that. It's a little fragile. These do strengthen up pretty good though. Okay, so I'm going to cut 4 of these. Okay. Bottom one we're going to glue. The other ones are just going to come off. Okay. Going inside. So I'm going to, a little bit of edge. Don't want to go too heavy with this because you are going to sandwich them together. Anything I don't like here, I can clean that up before I paint it. Okay. I'm going to texture these after. Just trying to get them together. Small little pieces like this, I don't mind a little bit of texture and after stuffs together. Okay. Pretty good. Okay, that's how that's going to go. We're going to get some little handles for that. We're going to texture that and we will be right back. Okay, they're going to go right down the center. Little tiny bit of glue. And I just try to get the little tiny stragglers of glue to stay in that same spot. We're going all over. But if it does, we'll burn it off later. Okay, can't help that one. That one just does not want to. Doesn't want to break. Okay, so we're going to put these 3 in. You can already see what's happening. This is going to sit there and I'm going to be able to pull this piece off. I mean, I'm not going to bother wood grain on the inside. Doesn't really matter. Some people might do that. I don't know. I find I normally go farther than most when it comes to the crafts. Although there's a few people out there, they're just bonkers. They're crazy. When I say crazy, I mean crazy good. I don't mean like their stuff they'll make the perfect little dresser, right? So now we know this can go here. Okay, we get a good height. It's a lot of little pieces of glue hanging off that. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do, we're going to light it up. So we're going to bend that, the light on. Okay, this one's going to go here. When I do glue it, something pushing it out there. That brick probably wasn't the best one to have it on, but that's okay. That will get glued. So next one I'm going to do, take a battery. Now I know that was stuck to that magnet, so that means this side is how I'm going to put that magnet in. You mess it up, it's on the back side, you can pull it off. It's totally fine. I like using the bigger handles. Are not very realistic, but they're definitely gonna give you the option of grabbing this and pulling this off. Okay. So this has to be glued in. We'll glue that in next. And this battery, I can move that battery and that handle will fit a little better. Ooh. Right there. Okay. Perfect. So pull that off. Pull this off. She's good to go now. I'm going to glue this. I'm going to bring this over as close to the door as I can. It just seems to fit a little better there. Forgot the glue on the bottom, but it's not going to matter. The whole back edge is going to be glued in. So it's going to be nice and strong. So that's that. I like the sound effects. If you don't make the sound effects, did you really open the door? Probably not. That's pretty freaking cool. So next what we're going to work on is a little hatch. So first thing we're going to do, we're obviously going to put the hatch closest to this wall so it opens this way. Just going to trim very little off this piece. I want the nail holes to show from the bottom board. Just, I don't know, just looks good. Make sure you have coffee. Coffee is really important. You got to be patient. That's what gives you your patience. So we put this piece in. It's all textured up. I did texture the back side. I don't know. I did cut the next 3 pieces. I'm going to make these smaller. I just want them to just cover the hole for the hatch. So I just want not to be the same size as this piece. You could run it the same size. We textured these on both sides, so when we open this up, we're going to be able to see. And I did texture the end piece that you would be looking at here. So a little bit of glue. Actually, for the bigger glue gun with that nozzle, I actually like it more than the smaller one. Sometimes the thick tubes come out too much at a time. I don't find this one does. So the smallest little bead that we can put. We don't want it bleeding over into the front. And we're just going to sandwich that together. If you do find a little piece come out kind of thick, just rub it off. Try to keep that nice and flat. Okay, that's it. Then we're going to make our hinges. So for the hinges, pretty simple. Grab our scissors. All we're going to do is keep it the same as the other ones I already made. Just going to put a nice cut up there. I'm literally going to cut this in what I see is roughly half. I never get it right. So I usually just check them. Looking at a little piece off this one. I mostly freehand stuff, so if it looks good, I'm going to attach this hinge first, because if you attach these 2 pieces to that, it's just a pain. So we get our nail holes. I'm just going to take the smallest dab of glue that I can possibly get. That's not the smallest. And I'm going to put that on there. Pull that back a little bit. I want summers in there. Any little pieces of glue that you have that's kind of hanging out, we're going to burn them off later, you'll see. We'll pull off what we can, but sometimes we're just going to straight up burn it off. So once we have that, and sometimes you can just scrape the glue off. Okay, You can use tacky glue or something if you want. It's gonna not give you as many problems with the little wisp that you get. 2 little tiny drops of glue, which they're pretty small. I'm gonna line that up. I don't like this one. Right off the bat, I'm redoing this one. You want to sit good. I didn't think my spacing was good, so I'll be a little more careful. There we go. So that spacing is going to be the same. That glue's already dry. If we want, we can just heat it up. A little dab here. I'm impatient, so I do have a lot of patience, but for this kind of stuff, I just want it to stick so that I can move to the next little project. I am going to give a little bit of space there, that's just so that it can open. And then the finishing touch on that one, I don't know what's in that one, but I'm just going to little tiny dab of glue. Try to get the wisp off. Plop that down in the center. We now have a hatch. Oh, what I was supposed to do, and I didn't do, so I'll just work that in. Normally what I do is when I cut that strip, I'll take this piece, and I did it with every other one that I did. This is the last hatch that I'm doing. Yeah, I'll do that, and then that becomes super flexible. So I should have done that. I'll just open this a few times, back and forth, and sometimes that sits up. I just put some weight on it. Put a miniature that you painted on there for decoration. That's it. Well, I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and until next time, keep rolling those nat 20s.